Ja.
And the two teams ready to get the second 40 minutes underway here at the ANZ Stadium in Suva, Fiji. World Rugby Pacific Challenge 2015, the fifth place playoff between Japan A, Junior Japan they are, and Tonga A. But after the first 40 minutes, Tonga A leading by 28 points to 10. And the game coming up after this is the fourth place playoff between, rather the third place playoff between Samoa A and Canada A. Again, we welcome our viewers around the Pacific and also here in Fiji through Sky Pacific's pay-per-view channel, and also our viewers around the globe through World Rugby's live stream.
Two knock on. Two knock on.
Two knock on, says the referee, but he will go with the first one. It was knocked through first by the Tongans. It will be the Japanese scrum feed early in the second half, 28 points to 10. Tonga leading, and now the first scrum feed for the second 40 minutes goes in favor of Japan, and it's their halfback, Daiki Nagajima. Had some great moments as well in the first 40 minutes, Nagajima.
So we're going to see if Tonga is going to keep their motivation up. Very difficult challenge actually for Tonga. You know, they control everything into that game. There's not much at stake, and it's very, very difficult, actually more difficult than one can imagine for the players to keep up their concentration. But maybe they can get it from enjoying the game, and if Tongans start enjoying the game, you know that they can be really brilliant.
And it's Kanai, the first 5'8", who's been penalized for holding on. Quickly taken William Mavai. Out it comes Muna, Akimeta Feao, Witiora the hooker, and the ball beats them all out of play. They quickly took the tap, and that's just basics. That's just basics. Throwing the passes and passing the ball to hand Frank. That's just the basics.
The positioning of a receiver was just too flat. None of them had enough depth in order to run into that ball, and that's how you knock on those balls. Or in that case push it too hard. Another line out not taken by Japan, but again it was a very difficult throw for the hooker.
Samiu Muna, out it comes for William Mavai. Frank Havea scored a try and set up another one, and look at the passing again by the Tongans, not going to hand, and also the players not running to the ball. Those are the flat passes, and there's another basic error by the Tongans. It can cost them because the Japanese side are very accurate in their passes. It's Tatajuron Ozaki, the fullback, out on the full.
It's a shame because that was a good ball for counter attack for Japan. But you will notice from now on, especially on the last phase, that Tongan players are very slow realigning. They even sometimes, when the ball comes out, they're still in front of the ball. And that's why they have a hard time to control that ball there on the second phase. So again, you know, as I was saying earlier, the challenge for Tongan players is just to motivate themselves and therefore try to have a little bit more urgency in their repositioning in attack.
Well, if you watch these, if you have been following the World Rugby Pacific Challenge here in Suva, Fiji, this Japanese side, their passes, I'm pretty impressed with how they pass the ball, the basics of passing. They do it right. And now it comes to Tevita Tatafu, the big 18-year-old Tongan playing for Japan. Look at the passes here from Japan. Out it comes again, spinning is Yuki Okada, the outside center. Out it comes again for Nagajima, goes over the 10-meter line. It's still there for the Japanese. And then it's the open side flanker.
The recycling is much faster on the Japanese side. Unfortunately, the play was isolated and lost the ball in contact.
Backward.
And again, going backwards, Akimeta Feao. Now we'll try to settle his team down and build up the faces. Look at the passing from the Tongans, and now breaking through is Hui, the first 5'8", looking for support. Finds Frank Avea again. And Siale Talakai raises away. He won't be caught, Talakai. That's his third try of World Rugby Pacific Challenge 2015. Siale Talakai. It started from way back inside their own territory by Feao Meuashi, Hui, the first 5'8".
Yeah, he saw that the defense came up very strong, but not on the inside, and he took the gap very nicely there. Very good vision, and then good fixing of the last defender from the ball carrier, and plenty of support there for Talakai.
So Siale Talakai scores the Tongans' 5th try, and again, guess who was there to deliver the last pass? It was the open side flanker, Frank Havea again. So Frank Havea everywhere in this match so far. So it's 33 points to 33 points to 10 in favor of Tonga, and we're waiting for the conversion attempt from Viliami Mavai from the touch line, and just half a meter out from the 22-meter line. Here's Mavai, hooked it out wide, and the scores remain at 33 points to 10 to Tonga. This is the breakthrough by Hui, the first 5'8". And there was Frank Avea who delivered the last pass to Siale Talakai.
So Frank Avea has the right attitude, you know, always there in support, always trying to be humble by passing the ball right before contact. And that's probably because he enjoys that game, that is everywhere all over the field, and in support as well in defense as in attack. So again, a big lapse of concentration from the Japanese defense left a huge gap for the Tongan fly half Hui, and that's what led to the try we just saw on a replay. Again, okay, no defenders inside there.
There is Liueli Simote, the replacement player. Out comes for Miuna again via Viliame Mavai. Ratuapakuki Maafu breaks the first line of defense. And the big prop forward Lote Tuipolotu gains a few valuable meters as well in that piece of play. Shot one for Kapiolani Kaufusi, the tight head prop. Siale Talakai, who scored the try just 2 minutes ago rather. And a knock on spotted by the referee. So it was Siale Talakai who knocked it through. And it's going to be another scrum feed to the Japanese.
And on this sequence of play, the Japanese didn't give up on their tackles. They went low. They committed themselves to that tackle, and they managed to control the Tongan defense. The Tongan attack, sorry.
Daiki Nagajima with ball in hand for Japan. At the back for Japan, the number 8 is Go Maeda. Captain Japan against Tonga last week. But this week the hooker, Kosuke Horikoshi, is the skipper. Daiki Nagajima, free kick, quickly taken by Go Maeda. And Nagajima again. It comes for the outside center, Yuki Okada.
We did very well because he got the ball standing still with a lot of pressure from the Tongan defenders.
Nagajima, and there's the skipper, Hirokoshi, still going forward. Hirokoshi leading by example.
And good body positioning because
Nagajima
he
caught in possession there.
Yeah.
Nagajima is caught in possession, and it's been turned over by the Tongans. And there's a Lote Tuipolotu running like an outside center. Out it comes for the Tongans again. Siale Talakai. Will he back up his pace? Siale Talakai is still going. Steps back inside, but obstruction, says the referee. It will be a penalty to the Japanese, but they have quickly taken it.
He's going to move it fast. Come on, move it out. Oh, la, la.
Seiya Ozaki, crawled through Seiya Ozaki. Now it comes again for the Japanese, but they are outnumbered on the open side. They have to set this up. Number 22 is there, Noguchi. Well, Noguchi has come on, the first 5'8" for Japan, who played well last week. And now the Tongans again, Tuipolotu with Yora Tuifua. Out it comes, but left it behind. Cleaning up for Tonga is the number 8, Fotu Lokotui, but knocked through by Lokotui.
Big opportunity lost by Japan there on a quick tap. There was a great idea to play with a quick tap, but he had to pass that ball really quick to his outside supporters, who were totally open since the defense of Tongan was concentrating on just one side of the field. So lots of turnover in contact now from both sides.
So Noguchi is there at outside center. He has replaced Ata Moarekiora, the Tongan-born player, 18-year-old Tongan-born player in the Japanese side.
Last scrum was poorly controlled by the number 8 and number 9 of Japan, and therefore could not deliver a good ball for the backline to attack. Let's see if they can do a better job there.
I fancy that the Japanese will have a set move here for the backline. Out it comes now for Japan, and breaking through is the outside center is Seiya Ozaki, Yuki Okada, and looking for support. It's Hagashikawa, goes over the 22-meter line. Again, Japan, Tatisue Kakimoto, inside the Tongan 22-meter. Noguchi, that's not a good pass by Noguchi, that was forward.
Time off.
Excellent move there from the backline. Okay, with the fly-off sending up beautifully the center in the gap, and then we have a pretty good support there, and unfortunately the winger could not finish off. He got caught from behind by the other Tongan winger. See, beautiful there, he take half a gap, and there he managed to free the ball, perfect timing there. And very caught from behind there from...
It was Higashikawa, and then Go Maeda, the number 8. Letting them down is the basics of passing, just like the Tongans.
Thank you.
Now Japan facing a similar problem.
But there was a good break there, excellent break there, and very well played from a fly-off. We managed to fix 3 players at the same time, and just took a alpha gap, and good anticipation from the inside center of Japan.
But the assistant referee has spotted a foul play and informed the referee, and number 8 for Tonga.
I think
it's Fotu Lokotui who has been sent to the bin. So the decision will be reversed, and now instead of the scrum, the Japanese will be awarded with a penalty, but way back inside their own 10-meter line.
From the signaling of a referee, we can identify that it was a high tackle.
Taisetsu Kanai kicks it out. That was a high tackle by Fotu Lokotui. That's why he's been yellow carded. He's been sent to the bin. Koshuke Horikoshi, the skipper, finding the Hiroto Kato. Out it comes for Tebita Tatafu, the big lock forward. Ball is out. And offside by the Japanese.
No, from the Tongans, and I think it was from a line out. The Tongan player anticipated the release of the ball, and that's how the scrum half from Japan got hammered on this pass.
Now another penalty to the Japanese. Kanai boots it further downfield.
The kick was too ambitious and went straight in a dead zone. He went straight into the dead ball. Bad mistake there from the kicker.
That's right, that's a bad mistake from
And now instead of having a line out on maybe on a 5 minutes, we have a line out for Tonga.
Taisetsu Kanai. Out it comes for Nagajima. Rather, it's the halfback Nagajima. And knocked through again. It's a scrappy affair in the second half. Both sides committing a lot of mistakes, especially in the handling department, Frank.
Yeah, so there Japan trying to use Tevita Tatafu as a battering ram in the middle of the field. Okay, but unfortunately for him, he lost that ball there in contact. And you will notice again that the lineouts from Tonga is not functioning properly. That's several balls that have been countered by Tonga, by Japan, and therefore that deprives Tonga from some clean balls in the lineout. So good performance from blocks of jumpers of Japan, who does a good job at disrupting the lineouts of Tonga, and that helps them very much to stay into the game.
And now we'll cross over to Chokata Mangio from the sideline.
Yeah, I spoke to the Japanese liaison officer a while ago, Penny Soniwaki. He said that all the Japanese boys in the reserve bench, they're all going to get a run today. They want to give everybody game time this afternoon before they end their game against Tonga.
Well, that's a good call by the Japanese coach before they go back to Japan and continue with their studies. They would want to take part in World Rugby Pacific Challenge here in Suva, Fiji, and they will meet up with Tonga later on, and they will have some game time later on this afternoon. But in the meantime, it's 11 minutes gone in the second half, so 29 more minutes of game time left, and Tonga still playing with 14 players as the number 8 Fotu Lokotui is in the sin bin for a high tackle. Out comes for Tonga. Linking up is William Mavai. Goes over the 10-meter line, still inside the Tongan territory. Ratu Apakuki Maafu breaks through, and he needs support, but decides to take on the defense. Still there for the Tongans. Muna, the skipper, Akimeta Feao, goes out wide, pops it up, but it's been turned over by Japan. And now Japan have the numbers, but it's been knocked through by Japan. But no advantage, says the referee, and knocking it forward for Japan is Kozuke Horikoshi. I thought if they would have spun the ball out wide, because they got the Tongans outnumbered on the open side. That's where the knock-on came for the Tongans, Akimeta Feao, and both the skippers knocking on Kozuke Horikoshi for Japan and Akimeta Feao for Tonga.
There was a difficult pass to field for the Japanese captain, but you will notice that one player is having a field day today. He's having a great time. It's Mahafu, who our center keeps finding gaps and breaking tackles on the Japanese defenders. So
a free kick being awarded to Tonga. Frank Havea, Capilioni Kaufusi, the prop forward, and now Sami Miuna. Going through is Viliame Mavai. He's been linking up well with the back line and also getting involved in the game a lot more often. Viliame Mavai, the fullback for Tonga. And Michael Tonga breaking through. He scored a try already. A little skip step by Michael Tonga. 7 meters out from the Japanese try line. Carried on by Witiora Tuifua. Turned over by Japan. And the execution letting Tonga down and also letting Japan down in the second 40, Frank.
Yeah, but the second row there, Michael Tonga made a beautiful break there, an easy tackle that he beat. Okay, unfortunately he couldn't play inside the defense, couldn't link up with the support, and had to resort to a ruck there. You see there at that point he should look for a support and is trying to link up with the players. Instead he goes to the ground, and as we know, those balls are much difficult to handle, and also it helps the defense to realign.
Defensive scrum to Japan.
So another easy line break from Tonga, but on which they were not able to capitalize and finish a move.
Daiki Nagajima. And now the Japanese scrum under pressure.
plenty of space out wide there. This ball should have gone out really quick from Japan. Fortunately,
Yuki Okada, the outside center for Japan, is also playing well. Had a few line breaks in the first half, and he's gained confidence, this Yuki Okada, the 20-year-old.
Yeah, but it seems to me that the hands are a bit too slow there on the inside backs of Japan. It's a shame because there is a lot of space available for the outside backs, and unfortunately the hands are not quick enough to deliver that ball and to out wide.
Another line-out throw to the Japanese. There's Yuki Okada going back infield, or he met Frank Javier, who's also played well for the Tongans.
Yeah, keeping well the inside of the defense of his backs, just like a good open side flanker is supposed to do.
Horikoshi the hooker. But it's been cleaned up at the back by Go Maeda. The number 8 for Japan. Out it comes now for Kanai. And going forward is Tatafu.
Again,
but he knocked it through.
Again,
a lot of handling errors in these 15 minutes of the second half. And Japan needs to spin the ball wide because they've got advantage. They've got an overlap because the Tongan number 8, Fotu Lokotui, is still in the bin. And that means if they can suck the Tongan defenders infield before they spread it out wide, they will have 1 or 2 overlaps, Frank.
Right, and they keep using Tevita Tatafu as a battering ram in the middle of the field there, and it's like twice in a row that Tevita has lost the ball in contact. So maybe they should use it as a decoy or something like that, and give him a break there so that he can get his composure back, and maybe next time he uses the ball, he has the ball, not lose it in contact as he has done in the last 2 occasions.
You know how it comes for Miuna. William Mavai again going past the first line of defense, and it's a penalty to the Japanese side entry from the Tongans. Japan quickly taking it, breaking through is the skipper, Kosuke Horikoshi.
A very hard-working player, eh? The skipper.
And it looks like there will be another yellow card. Another yellow card to a Tongan player. Who will it be? Is it Michael Tonga?
Deliberate, no.
Oh, that was deliberate, says the referee. Michael Tonga now been sent to the bin, so it's 15 against 13. The Tongans, rather the Japanese, can do something about this.
Yeah, they got to move the ball all over the field in order to take advantage of their 2-man advantage. So, or also in the forwards, they could also drive the mauls and the scrums.
This is where the penalty was awarded. The referee said it was a deliberate knock-on.
Yes, tough call again.
And it's been won again by the Tongans.
That's a shame.
So the Tongans need to kick this downfield because they don't have the numbers.
Yeah, but they can find gaps everywhere, I'm sure.
And it's Siale Talakai looking for support on the far side. William Mavai playing at halfback, knocked through by the halfback Samu Muna. Playing advantage is the referee. Now the Japanese got the numbers, but a wall of red jerseys as well, fronting up to them.
And you will see that there is no second line of defense in a Tongan defensive organization, which the Japanese didn't see. Like there was a huge open space on a second and third curtain of the defensive lines of Tonga.
Well, Tonga will play with is playing with 14 players, but Fotu Lokotui will not go back into the field of play. He's been replaced by Taniela Na'a, and still in the bin is Michael Tonga. So still Tonga with 1 man down, and Japan can take advantage of that and convert them into points, but first they need possession, and first they will have to maintain possession.
Yeah, but especially at scrum time, there's plenty of options there when you have one extra player. Either play with a back row and try to use the space that the number 8, since they are number 8, you can use the space back inside. Or you can go also for an aim push. So therefore the game there should take place around the scrum for the Japanese to take full advantage of their extra men.
Daiki Nagajima, the Japanese scrum half. At the back, controlling it is Go Maeda. Picked up by Nagajima, but he's been confronted by his opposite number, Samiu Muna. But Nagajima needs support. And they've got the ball on their side as well. Head down, Taitisuya Kakimoto, the other prop forward. And they've got numbers now, Japan. Out it comes for them. And going back in field is Noguchi, who played at first 5 last week for Japan. And look at that pass. And also the angle of running by the outside center. Yuki Okada, and they've managed to cross over. It looks like Tevita Tatafu.
Yeah, this time he didn't lose the ball. Good momentum there, and again the footwork from the backs of Japan managed them to find little gaps here and there and cross the advantage line. And then we had a quick recycle. This quick recycle puts the Tongan defenders on their heels, and thanks to that, Tevita Tatafu has been able to really power through the defense there. You see there, the defenders are on their heels, and he manages to crawl and extend his arm too for a very good try from Japan.
That was a great piece of play as well from the Nippi halfback, Taiki Nagajima, and the pop pass for Yuki Okada, the outside center, and the angle in which Okada came in and connected to that pass was outstanding. And now Noguchi doing what he did well last week on getting the points for Japan. Look at the pop pass, and also how this guy, Tevita Tatafu, the 18-year-old, Ratu Apakuki Maafu, and Daniela Naa clinging on to him, but he managed to carry them over the try line. 3
of his Tongan players, he managed to break the tackle. That's pretty outstanding. But again, it's because he managed to have good momentum, from a quick ball. And Tongan defenders, even though there were 3 of them, they were on their heels and couldn't stop him.
So in as far as the second half is concerned, Japan is leading 7 points to 5. So Japan have managed to shut the Tongans down in the second half, because Tonga scored 28 points in the first half, and in the second half they've just scored 5 points so far, and still the Tongans lead by 33 points to 17.
I think it's mainly a matter of determination from Tongans. They lack a little bit of determination. That would explain why they don't control the ball that well. They have a lot of knock-ons and a lot of the balls dropped into contact. Whereas the Japanese, are faithful to their rugby. They keep trying to work hard. They keep trying to respect the fundamentals of the game. And for them, they know that this is a good practice in order to prepare what's going to come up next for them in the season. And they are very serious and very professional, even though they still struggle with their tackling.
Japan came into this match losing all the last 3 matches, 69-17 to Canada, 83-0 to Fiji, and last week 60 points to 24 against Tonga. That was nicely taken by Tomuki Saita, the lock forward for Japan. 18 minutes left in this match. 33 points to 17. Japan trailing the Tongans, and still Tonga playing with 14 players. And now it's still Okada. Noguchi again goes back inside. Nagajima out wide. Oh, that's what will let them down. That's what's been letting them down this evening, the handling errors.
Yeah, but this player has been working pretty hard during the whole game, okay, and he gets there on the ball, not as fresh as maybe you would like to be. We've seen him already, Urabe, okay, missing tackles, and not being very sharp on a short balls and on a short defense, and I'm not surprised that he dropped that ball there, because we've seen him also lacking a little bit of freshness in some occasions.
Samiu Muna.